Welcome back to the channel. Before I get started, this hat, the Tilly hat. Of course, they don't sponsor me or anything. I wish they did. Bought this a few years ago. The reason I bring this up was last Saturday on my fishing trip. It was hot and very little clouds, and the sun is as big as you'll see in the video. A really wide river, so there's no shade, and this thing's got that wide brim, and it really keeps the sun off your neck. My neck is red enough, thank you. But anyway, so we went fishing Saturday. I'm gonna try to keep this really short. That's not possible for me. Here's the flies I used. You guys have seen this one. Get that in there close. Alright, y'all seen that one. Very realistic. We started off, the water was low. This is a tail race. They weren't generating. Water was very low. Trout had all the time in the world to take a look at the fly, so I went with the very realistic pattern. Then later in the day, they released, and we had to get out of the river quick. And so then I fished with a friend of mine, by the way. You're gonna meet a friend of mine, John. He brought his boat, and so when the water got high, we put his boat in quite a ways upstream, and there was a really good flat that the water was running, fast, but I needed a fly. I found out very quickly I needed a fly that wouldn't get waterlogged after a couple of fish. I need something that would ride high and dry, not like down on the surface like that fly does. And so the second half of the fishing trip, I fished with this right here. Now, it's a mess. This is the actual fly. It is an absolute disaster, but it rode high and dry, and I caught fish after fish. And I say fish after fish. It wasn't gangbusters. There was supposed to be a sulfur hatch, and there were sulfurs hatching, but not en masse like 3 years ago we hit it, and it was. I'll talk about that in the video, but just wanted to tell you guys about that. By the way, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome to the channel. And I will show you one thing. I took my 9-foot 4-weight. And this is an old, it's an old Orvis, silver label. This is their budget rod. It still comes with at that time, this is an old rod, but it's a mid flex. It's 9 foot. It's a mid flex, and that means it's got a little bit more power than my short rod. I have a 7.9 4-weight that's full flex, and that's what I use. Y'all see me usually in the small trout streams especially. That's usually what I'm using. This is for bigger water, and this did the job. And by the way, I've got a very cheap Scientific Anglers reel. It's an old reel. You know, it's not. I don't even think it has a disc drive. I mean, a disc drive, hyperdrive. Anyway, I think it's a simple click drag. But you know, for small trout, his expensive super slick drags are not needed, except in certain situations. And out here in the east, we just don't get. There's a few places you can get into a big trout. What I should have brought yesterday was, this is an ancient Sage RPL, and this thing is from the 94, 95, maybe even 93 era. It's a 5-weight. It's fast. It's excellent for big rivers like I was fishing Saturday. I really wish I would have brought this. And I got a little Orvis Clearwater that's upside down, I know. But anyway, that's an old, but it works. I know none of these are like large arbors or even mid arbors. They're all small arbors, but they're just holding the line. If you watch my videos, and I'm fighting a 14, 16 inch fish, I never get them on the reel, never. But anyway, so I go cheap. I go like, this thing was very high end. back in the day. I think sage still is high end these days, but this was a very high end rod. And I put the money in the rod instead of the reel. Anyway, enough of that. I'm not a gearhead. I'm not a guy who, oh, I gotta have the latest this and the latest that. That's just not me. I find something that works, man, I'll stick with it for 20, 30 years. No problem. So that's just me. I know that's weird in the fly fishing industry, but that's, or the fly fishing public. But that's the way I am. Anyway, enough of this. Guys, thank you for coming. I need to come up with a name for my audience. I'm going to come up with that later. But anyway, hope you enjoy the video, and hopefully one day I'll see you on the river. Smile. You're on candid camera. Well, super secret location we're going to film at today. We're somewhere in southern Appalachian. Appalachian or Appalachian? Appalachian. Let's go get on the river. Some of you are going to know where I'm at. This is some really, really insanely good fishing. Right now we got about 4 hours until they release water upstream from the dam. In which case this water is going to rise really quick. And the hatch shouldn't start until about 2 p.m. which means we're gonna have probably 2 hours, maybe, of a hatch, which obviously hasn't started yet. We brought the boat, and my buddy's boat, a real boat. Oh, there he goes. There's one right over there. And the idea is when the water rises, we're going to go put his boat upstream, and then when the water gets high, his boat can handle it. You'll have enough depth, and then we're going to fish a couple of real slack places where the height in the water isn't going to hurt anything. That's the plan. Of course, you know how plans go. Well, 2 states away from home. Oh. Oh man. So it took us about 2.5 hours to get here. That's a lot of driving to try to catch a window of a hatch. But there's some good fish. There's a lot of fish. We were up here 3 years ago, and I was down there where John's at. He was up here where I'm at. And we both basically stood, we didn't move more than 20, 30 feet up or downstream. Every time I looked upstream, John's rod was bent. He said every time he looked downstream, my rod was bent. Let's just say I lost count after like 30. It was insane. It was good. I mean, literally without moving much. Believe it or not, I've been wanting to come back. But the release schedule's got to be right, and it's got to coincide with the hatch schedule. Yeah, they schedule the hatches. No, you know, tailwaters, those hatches get real consistent. Couple of more started rising, but I'm still not seeing a whole. I've seen a few sulfurs about a size 16 or size 14. There's also a black caddis hatch about a size 20 or 22, and you can't see them. And according to my buddy John, John's caught 3 on a nymph so far. According to John,
they get on those black caddis and they'll ignore the sulfurs. And I tied a few up last night, black caddises, just in case I have to go do that. There we go. Hey John, number 1 on a sulfur. Not bad. Oh yeah. Boy, he reached for the sky, dude. Come on, you know the drill, pal. Let's get that thing out of your jaws. There we go. Nice little rainbow. Not bad at all. Good start. 13 inches, maybe. Bye, dude. Thank you. That'll work. Double up. I think we got a brown here today. Sweet. Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be a pretty fish. I always have trouble getting the stupid net out. I'll pump something a little better than that. Here we go, buddy. Yeah, he's a little bigger, I think, than the last one. I had about the same size. Let's get you out of here. Victor. Out of a mouthful of net there. There we go. Look at the colors on that boy. Man, yeah. That is sweet. That is sweet. He like tastes that net. Yeah, John's a fishing machine, man. Let me tell you, it's something else. He does the same on the smallmouth bass too. You know, one time we were fishing this river in our canoes and kayaks, and the fish weren't really biting, but we got into this riffle, and there was a ton of small bass. They're 10 inchers, and they were eating dragonflies like mad. I didn't have a dragonfly fly. John didn't. John was using a spinning rod, and he swings both ways. And I had a top water. It didn't look anything like a dragonfly, but because they were on them, if all I had to do is get my fly to just hit the water real hard, and oh, here we go. And then he would I'd slap that fly down. Oh yeah. And at a reaction, they just turn and hit it because they were just hitting those dragonflies as they were hovering above the surface. And it was now I caught a ton of fish right in front of him. But usually it's like this. It's the other way around. I've caught 3. I think he's caught like 7 or 8 since we've been here. Let's see. Try to find out if they make a doggone retractor thing for your net. Come on, buddy. Nice little brown. Okay, Dad, don't eat my net. That is fun. Hey, buddy. Oh man, look at the colors on this fish. If I can find him. Oh, I don't know. No. Cut it out. That, and that beautiful, man, that red on the tip of that fin right there. All right, buddy. He's good. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's the fly that I've been using to catch these first 3 fish. I'm gonna put on a little nymph and a big dry fly. Do a dropper system, see if I can't get a little bit better. Okay, I just hooked one. I think this is the smallest one of the bunch. Hard to tell. Come on, pal. There he goes. Not too much like that. Oh, yes. All right. Here we go, guys. Nice little brown. Probably about an inch smaller than the previous ones. Smallest one. But I'll take it. That's 4 to hand, 2 got off. I can do that. I can recharge it. Do. Did you hear John back there? Oh man, let's have one get off. You lose one? Said he's been fishing for the same fish for about 40 minutes. And he finally got him to the bite and he got off. That's fishing. That's fishing. Ah, good grief. Oh, you saw him take another one. Man, it was a soft. Perfect. Once I got no drift, there you go. That's all it takes. Oh man. I earned this fish. No, it's not a bad fish. Little brown trout. Come on, buddy. Let's get this over with. Won't take no time. It'll be painless. Oh. Ah. Dogging it. Dogging it. Yeah, buddy. About to give up. There we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. He's trying to eat my net. That must taste really good. There we go. Nope. Well, I would have showed him to you, but he slipped out of my fingers. See, I think that's number 5 caught. Oh, goodness. I was about to run out of drift. There's a little one. This is a small one. They all cute though. Yeah, he's small, little rainbow, I think. He's getting between the legs. Yep, little rainbow. Let's see here. Okay. Can't see that. There's too much glare in that angle. Pretty little thing. Oh, come on. Don't do that.
God, look at them back there.
Uh-huh. They're cranking up, dude.
Look at them back there. Catch that. You missed the one that just jumped.
It's all right. I'm gonna catch a bunch. As soon as I get,
Fish off the front.
doesn't matter. They've been blowing up beside us.
See that one up there?
Mm-hmm.
People left just too early. Well, that guy, he had them watching the bob.
Yeah, I noticed that.
This one's
Ah, there you
I saw that. I saw that.
Oh, you got it all.
That's a release.
That's okay.
I saw that.
That was fun. Wasn't bad, what, 13, 14 inches?
Yeah.
Oh man, look at that. That wing sticks up perfect.
Man, that thing sticks up. That was like your first cast too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was my first cast. I'm gonna try not to do running video commentary. That could get annoying. But to make a long story short, people, we're on the same river, but they just released. So we got in the boat and went to a place where we can catch them with it releasing, with a lot more water coming down. Oh man, that was funny though. First cast.
See, in this big water, they can't inspect it all that.
No, there's no way. Okay, what's happening here, fish? We done had action. Oh, there he goes.
Got him. Oh, good job.
And you know, it wasn't the one we were looking for, but yeah, that comes in handy.
Still got him on?
Yeah. Come on, buddy.
I got it.
I got it.
It ain't the greatest net in the world.
It'll be all right.
I should have kept yours in the boat. Not nearly as much water.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think there's a way we can kind of get around this. Ah, shoot.
Yeah, that you kind of got to get him over it and lift it up.
That does help. Let's see here. Let's try not.
Let's see your brownie.
Yeah. Hey, wiggle butt.
Good deal, man.
Okie dokie. Thank you, sir.
Still haven't seen the big guy yet.
Mm-mm. Don't worry about it. I got line everywhere.
Get a picture of this.
Crap, dude.
I got to bend the board man so I can get it out.
Holy cow. That does not look good.
Hopefully that got it.
There you go.
Hey, we're back in business.
That's why they make Techno shots, dude. Okay.
Another fly on maintenance.
Well, you got it scented now.
Huh?
You got it scented now.
Let me know if you want me to move it back or something.
Doesn't matter. Really. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You're looking back on yours. You see where we ought to be and you think we ought to be.
I don't know. You probably ought to be in the back. That way you know this river, I don't.
Hey, right here it's just get and stuff like this. And stuff like this, it's just get it out there and get it dragged through the water. And they'll take care of it. That's all this is right here.
Well, there was one fish I didn't even do a drag-free float. I was stripping it in when he hit it. Up current.
Is that a fish?
Yeah.
Good deal.
Oh. Come here, buddy. Oh. He's fat. The trick is if I can net him. Let's see if I can do this without getting a fly stuck in my finger, like some people I know. Okay, fish.
It didn't really hurt.
I bet it did.
It looked at me.
Into your finger. Fish, I'll get the fly out if you let me. All right. Be sassy if you want, but good grief. That fly slime. Oh, doubled up there for a second. You got him. For a brief second, we doubled up. Nice. Man, those browns are beautiful, dude. Forgot to turn the camera on. It doesn't matter. The eight I caught earlier. Oh, he's got a belly on him.
Well, this morning or this afternoon, the first go there.
Ah!
I just soon have 4 hours. I just soon have 4 hours fishing here as I would 14 hours fishing somewhere.
Oh no, 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 no. He broke me. He broke. Probably got some rocks. Or I tie bad knots. Dang it. Ah. Derek, you manage your line. You might be able to catch a fish. Oh. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Look at the colors on that sucker. Story time. I was on a certain river down somewhere in southern Appalachian. Appalachian? Well, anyway. But I was new to fly fishing. I did a roll cast, and the hook went in my chin. About a size 12, and the barb was way down deep. Okay, so it wasn't going to be a push through. You know what I mean? And so what I did was I did the only sane thing someone would do. I cut the line, retied another fly on, and kept fishing. And when I got back to, I was fishing with my future brother-in-law. So when I got back to their house, they're like, "Oh, we got to go to the emergency room," and I'm like, "Yeah, $1,000 emergency room visit. Give me alcohol and a razor blade." And I just niched my skin down to that barb. Do what?
What are you going to do? I'm going to do what they would do.
Exactly.
I'm going to cut it out.
But what's funny though, on the ride back, you know how you're thinking and talking and you rub your chin? That was a mistake. Well, you don't have a lot of feelings at the end of your chin, you know. So it wasn't like your finger. That had to have been painful. Oh, I just saw him bust. I did. I saw him bust. Oh, come on. Come on, fish. There we go.
You got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Good.
I managed to finally get lucky. I'll show you what I got in case you want to tie some up. It's worked okay here. Well, it's caught my biggest fish so far, so I can't complain. I gotta tell you, man, these things fight. Well, this current kind of helps. They have an unfair advantage. It's called current privilege. I better shut up.
No!
Well, I still got the fly. Still got the fly.
That problem.
Oh, I love it. Better to love and lose than not to love at all. I don't know how did it get there like that. It's gonna snag something. One way, there we go. One way or another, I'm gonna snag you.
I find it amazing. Golly, what a fish. Man, he's small, but man, just the coloration makes him colorated.
My fly was dragging like crazy. I was undoing line from off something down here, the depth finder, and one hit it.
What?
I got my line hooked on the depth finder.
Yeah.
And so I was skating like that. I went to go do the line. My fly was going like that, and one came up and hit it. That's hilarious.
If you don't pick it up, they're gonna
No,
eat
you
it.
can't pick it up.
Yeah, you gotta pick it up or they'll eat it. You can't leave that fly out there because if you leave it out there, they'll eat it. Man, that was perfect timing.
That was right when I was talking.
That was perfect timing.
This is insanity. It's too bad they generated. We could have stayed down there and had the hatch like this. It would have been one after another. We could get,
It wouldn't be nearly as comfortable.
well, no, but
We got the cooler and we could sit around.
it would be easier to get a drag-free drift, I think. Ah, look at my lines around my reel.
You couldn't do shit like that, though.
No, it's around my reel and the rod.
You better keep some tension on that line. You're gonna come unbuttoned.
Well, I had the line wrapped around the reel. It was one of those.
That was cool. Look at this. I'll drink to that.
Give that trout a Stroh's. Yep.
Probably have about 8 seconds to look at double.
He goes under the boat. This ain't bad. This ain't bad at all. I can do anything with him. Try to use the Wonder Net. This is going to break off. They getting wore out now. My wrist is getting wore out, Trout. Oh man, they getting that current, dude.
Uh-oh. We got a problem.
Houston,
Oh, no, that happened.
Houston, we got a problem. We got a
Oh,
problem.
that happened.
That's hilarious.
How'd it go? Which way did it go?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Dang, there.
Okay. Go ahead.
Put your
Oh, well, I got my lines all in place.
It'll be easier with the fish.
I think you're right.
Take the fish over, take the net over my line.
Oh yeah. This is no good one. This is 17 maybe.
Man, that's a nice fish.
That is a nice
I
fish.
gotta get a picture, but I gotta get my rod fish.
No, it's all right. I got my. Take a look, guys. Take a look at this. There you go.
That's a beautiful, beautiful brown.
Come on, Brown. Do that. Just stay in the net. I can't do nothing with him. I know what I'm gonna do. There you go, buddy. Ah. Okay. That was biggest one I caught down there was a little bit smaller than that. What do you think that was? 16, 17?
That was 15 or 16.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That's what we came here for, dude. There we go. Come here.
Go. There's a lot of water displacement with that jump.
Getting better at it. Oh, let's see what we got here. The little brown trout.
These are the flies you tied last night.
Oh no, this is one I tied a while back. They weren't riding high and dry enough, especially after a fish.
Yeah, I tell you, man, out here, it seems like they're hitting a reckless abandon, but there is a criteria.
Whew. Hey, look at that one, guys. Oh yeah. Next.